What is up, Maniacs? It's your boy Havoc. Word on the street is that a director at Sega is very interested in another crack at Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Shun Nakamura specifically, when asked about future projects for the Blue Blur and his not-so-useless friends during the Sonic fan meetup in Jakarta, Indonesia. He mentions other games like the adventure games, yes, even the coveted third entry, as well as Heroes, and even new games, which could mean potential sequels. Unleash 2?
Don't give me hope.
But instead of going into how much pull this director has, or even how badly we need a Sonic 06 remake per se, I actually want to look at this from a different angle. I think the chances of us getting a remake of Sonic 06 is incredibly high. Let's think about this. But of course, in order to really understand why I think an 06 remake is incredibly plausible, let's look at the ride this franchise has been going on thus far. Also, sorry it's been a while since I've made a video like this. I've kind of been busy, to say the least. Let's go back to the year 2020. This was the year that people were starting to take more interest in the franchise. Not just fans, but normies as well. And that is thanks to the Sonic movie back in 2020. This movie had incredibly low expectations, since video game movies at the time weren't known for being very good. I don't recall how well the adaptations in television were doing. The only television show based off a movie that comes to mind around that time was The Last of Us, but I'm fairly certain that was after the fact. Same with the Mario movie. No one was expecting the movie to do as well as it did, and considering it was the Sonic franchise of all things to break the curse, you know that this was just the spark Sega needed. This was something they ran with, starting the Sonic Cinematic Universe, with a sequel being produced a couple of years later, as well as a television show for Knuckles, and a third one about to release very soon after that. But something to notice is that a rhythm was being formed, not just with the movies, but also with the games. In 2021, we got something that I was never expecting. And while I personally didn't care for it all that much, it revealed potential for the franchise I had no idea existed. We got a remastered game. Now, if you recall, the only games that were generally re-released before this point were the older titles for the earlier Genesis consoles. But having a title that not only used to be exclusive to one family of consoles, but also a much newer title in general, is nothing to sneeze at. Sonic Colors Ultimate is a fine game, and it was only $40 at launch, being placed on every platform. This was a big deal. Next came 2022, a huge year for the franchise. We got two big releases this time around, in Sonic Frontiers and the second Sonic movie. But there's something else I didn't notice when first putting this video together. We got a lot of content outside of the big new console game and the next movie. Disgusting Apple users got Sonic Dash Plus, which I believe is a re-release / port of the original Sonic Dash. Sonic Speed Simulator came to both mobile and was a Microsoft exclusive, though I don't know if that's still the case today. And everyone got to play the 4 main classic games via Sonic Origins. Again, this is no small thing. Each of these games by themselves might not seem like much, but together, it really did have every kind of Sonic fan eating good. Sonic Dash is a little fun time waster, and Sonic Speed Simulator has some really interesting events and fun biomes to check out. And say what you will about the music of Origins being screwed up, the game itself is still a blast. And let's not forget Sonic Prime. As much as the concept of Sonic Prime has been ruined for me, taking a second to set a certain someone's sins aside to look at this show for what it is, the series is a success, and that isn't anything shy of impressive. Have you noticed anything yet? No? Okay, let's take a look at the previous year, 2023. Holy shit, 2023. This year was one of Sonic's best as far as content drops go. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, a mystery-themed visual novel that caught the attention of fans worldwide, was obviously a smash hit, and seeing freedom fighters from Forces was a really great touch. As much as I hate Forces itself, the concepts within definitely deserve better, so this is an amazing touch. As I said, I don't know why I used touch so close together in this script, but whatever. Sonic Origins got some extra content as well, and a new version of Sonic Dash called Sonic Prime Dash, released on mobile. Sonic Speed Sphere Challenge, and Sonic Dream Team are games that I never played myself, but the former was used to promote LEGO sets of the Sonic characters. The latter was another attempt to get me to buy a shitty iPhone, and I still refuse to take the bait. But hey, cream is in it, so there's a W in my book. Finally is Sonic Superstars, which, while being a mixed bag for some, overall wasn't a terrible game from what I've seen of it. Another amazing celebration of the classic style, and I'm all for it. And let's not forget the content drops for Sonic Frontiers, the birthday celebration, the updated story, fucking Supersonic 2, Supersonic Mark II, fucking Ultrasonic. I have no idea what the actual name is, but Sega cooked with Sonic Frontiers' second year of updates. And that note right there is something that is going to show up again. Trust me.
Hello there! Are you enjoying the video so far? Well then do we have a treat for you. If you like and subscribe, you'll get content like this and more on the Havoc Network channel. While you're at it, why not leave a comment below and let the man who hates humanity know what you think? Now then, back to the Havoc Network show.
If you haven't noticed the pattern yet, let me lay it out for you. Not including 2020 itself, 2021, 2022, 2023, and even the current year have been following a formula, one that's been working very well. 2021 was the first remix year of this new formula, as in the main focus of that year was some kind of remixed title, that being Sonic Colors Ultimate. 2022 was a mainline year, as the focus of that year was Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Movie 2. 2023 was another remix year, where we definitely got more content, but not as much that was actually new, which is fine. The focus was obviously Sonic Origins Plus, Sonic Prime, and Sonic Superstars. You could argue Sonic Prime is new, but when I say remix, I more so mean a game that is being remixed, which is true as two games were remixed this year via Sonic Dash and Sonic Origins. We could probably also dub this year as a classic year as well, thanks to Superstars being a completely new game. In general, classic style games got a lot of love this year, and technically, in 2021, there was also a classic style game introduced called Sega Streaming Theater, Sonic Edition. Only reason I didn't mention it earlier is because I literally had never heard of it before I started working on this. And this is where I think the formula started. So it's possible that 2021 just didn't give them enough time to implement whatever main classic thing they really wanted to add. So I'll continue with my mainline/remake categorization until we get something classic styled in 2025 as the main focus of the year, which is very possible at this point. Back on track though, 2024 is another mainline/modern year, but it's also a remix. Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, despite what some people tell me, is two games, Sonic Generations Remastered and Shadow Generations, and we got both games for $40. That's a pretty great deal, especially with how much content you get out of both games. Like seriously, I'm still enjoying the fuck out of Shadow Generations even though I beat the game like a week ago, if not longer than that. We also have to include Sonic Rumble and the third Sonic movie with a dash of the Knuckles show. Again, it's possible that the remakes and remasters are just random and the actual formula they're going for is classic and modern, but you guys see it. There's obviously a pattern or formula here, and I believe it's going to work out in Sega's favor. They're also taking into account the character focus of each year, or at least every other year. Let's go back to 2020. You could argue that 2020 or 2021 is the year of Sonic, or the years of Sonic, but I think for the sake of keeping things as simple as possible, let's just dub them both as years of Sonic. 2020 to bring the formula into fruition, and 2021 to get the ball rolling. If anyone deserves multiple years, it's Sonic. 2022 is debatably the year of Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, or the main cast. As far as I know, every new piece of media, not including the movie, has Tails, Knuckles, and Amy in it. They're the main cast, of course, so it makes sense that they're a package deal. Though I do think we'll be getting a year of Tails, Knuckles, and Amy by themselves at some point. Fingers crossed. 2023 was again focusing on the main cast, so I'll just skip on past this one. This leaves 2024, the year of Shadow. Now, it's possible that the year of thing won't actually take place every year and might even last 2 years, like of course the years of Sonic or the years of the main cast, which could also open the door for Shadow still getting a lot of attention in 2025, ergo perhaps his own show, or maybe being a focus in the second season of the Knuckles show. But once 2025 is over, Sega will most likely want to focus something else, something to hype the fans up, and I genuinely think that's going to be determined at the end of the Sonic movie. Think about it. We got the year of Shadow 2 years after he was shown on the big screen, and the second Sonic movie was released at the end of the year.
Editor's note. Something that Havoc forgot to include that helps his argument has to do with the year 2020. At the end of the Sonic movie, Tails was shown off to be involved in the second installment. This would align with the idea that 2022/2023 are both the years of the main cast. This adds a bit more weight to Havoc's theory.
When is the third Sonic movie being released? The end of this year. And Sega even had a director tease another character reveal for the end of the third Sonic movie. It's formulaic, but that actually works in our favor. Just by keeping up with the content Sega releases, we're ahead of the game and can deduce what kind of media we'll be taking part in. And Sega, at the same time, have a game plan, making their jobs that much easier. Now, you're probably wondering what all this has to do with Sonic 06. Well, there's 2 characters we could get at the end of the Sonic movie that could easily push this in the direction of a Sonic 06 remake of sorts. And that's Silver the Hedgehog and Blaze the Cat. Both of these characters are well known, and while they haven't been utilized much recently, especially the latter, this could be a perfect time to implement them. A year of Blaze could lead to remakes or re-releases of the Rush games, maybe even a Blaze the Cat television show, which I would absolutely adore. Silver, on the other hand, while Blaze could only possibly hint at an 06 remake, Silver would downright confirm it. What else is he known for? Rivals? Forces? One game that no one cares for, and the other a series that fell into obscurity on a dead console. Really not sure if Sega would scrape the bottom of the barrel that much just to avoid taking another crack at 06. Am I saying Silver and Blaze can't appear without alluding to an 06 remake? Of course not. Hell, they could allude to their own game with their own unique mechanics, which I'd honestly prefer. But if they really are sticking with this formula of mixing mainline games with remixes, then all it could really do is help. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comments down below if I sound like I'm onto something, or if I sound absolutely fucking insane. Also, I want to thank Abe the Hedgehog for this cute fan art he made of Havoc Amy. Also, I'm getting some new assets done by The Emerald Maniac, specifically for the Havoc Amy design that you guys have seen on my profile picture. The one that Abe made is very cute, and the one that Emmy is working on as well looks absolutely adorable. If anyone wants to send me fan art, let me know, and I'll share it on here next chance I get. But as always, my name is Havoc, and I hate humanity. Stay tuned.